Welcome back to another live today. Super pumped. Got a couple guests here. Got Flip, not really a guest. We're in his group as well. Um, but super pumped. Today we're going to be doing a live interview with a Group Juice student. Absolutely been blown out of the water, crushing it. Like, I guess I called him a unicorn before we even jumped on this live. So it's been getting insane results. It's cool to see. Figure we get on here, pick his brain. He even mentioned something about the people in his group who engage the most and ask the most beneficial questions or have the best feedback on this live. He'll be picking a couple people to do a giveaway, but I'll let him talk a bit more about that when I bring him on. For those of you that are watching here live, drop us a hashtag replay if you're catching the replay, and let's jump into it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull Anthony on.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yo, this guy called me a unicorn like 2 times before backstage. Like, I'm sorry for just coming in, like so much energy right now just because we had so much fun backstage before. Yeah, these guys called me unicorn twice. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is what it is. So I just wanted to piggyback off of what he just said. I will be giving a giveaway out to 4 lucky people. So that'll be 1 in Flip's group, 1 in Nate's group, 1 in Group Juice, as well as 1 in my group as well. Whoever asks the best questions, whoever engages the most, anything like that. What you'll be getting is either a book, some equipment to help you start making content, whether it's like a ring light, a microphone, or probably even just a cash offer if that's what you want. But that's what I'm going to be doing for whoever engages the most, and make sure that you guys have a good time. I want to provide as much value as possible to you guys, and however long we have. How long are we running this for? Like an hour 30, 2 hours?
Yeah.
However long you guys got questions, that's what we're doing right now. All right. So we can get into it whenever you guys are ready. And I just wanted to let you guys know I do have a special offer at the end for anybody who does want to hop in as well. So let's get right into it.
Do it. So first things first, for those of you that don't know, or I guess I could ask you because you're here, when did you jump in to Group Juice? And tell us a little bit about your backstory, where you were at before you jumped into Group Juice, when you jumped in, and like what really led you to building your online business in the first place.
So the first thing that made me want to actually build an online business is that 2 years ago, I was working 2 jobs, and I first got my first job fresh out of high school. So this was literally 4 years ago. I was working a delivery job. I was working that for like the first month throughout summer, and I realized I began to really hate it a lot. And I thought it was maybe because of the job, like I'm a hustler, so I'm not lazy at all. But I just really hated the job. I didn't know why. And it wasn't until I got my next job, which was actually in retail as a part-time sales associate. And that's when I realized I just really hated working very long hours and getting paid like very minimal pay. Like, I kid you not, I was working like almost 10 hours nearly every single day and getting paid $13 an hour. Like, I'm happy that it's $15 now, but come on, $13 an hour for 10 hours, like, oof. And then 30-minute lunch breaks, oof, even worse. It's as if like you're not even eating at all, basically. But yeah, like I would just be like the backbone of this delivery business. I would sweep the floors. I would take the deliveries. Like I was delivering medication at the time, so like I would be traveling all around the city, left and right, because I live in New York, and I was delivering all around in Manhattan. And like I was sometimes be taking the train, sometimes walking, and it wouldn't matter what the weather's like. I even delivered medication in a snowstorm before, and I was slipping left and right. Like thank God I didn't fall, but like it was still tough, like in general. And I just really didn't like it, like one bit. Like I would be doing these deliveries and probably earning the company like hundreds, maybe even like just hundreds every single day, and I'm being paid $13 an hour, and it just wasn't like the right thing for me. So the way I started looking at it is that if I'm able to grind out 10 hours nearly every single day, including the weekends, to just make a few cash, like why can't I just do this for my own self, build my own business, and then work like 5 hours a day to then bring in like thousands of dollars every month? Like people are doing it. Obviously, the company I'm working at is doing it. They're at a higher scale, but like everybody starts off from zero somewhere. And that's like where my mindset originally started in getting into the online space. And once COVID-19 hit, I was actually laid off from both of these jobs. And I actually saw it as sort of like a sign in a way where obviously it sucks that you're laid off from your job. But then again, it's like I've been working at this place for nearly like 2 years just to get laid off like that, like no way to like get back into it. Like I believe one of them tried calling me back, but this is when I started the business and I was like, screw these guys. I'm working on my own stuff and I'm doing my own things. So that's where it was like that for me. And, you know, college was a huge part of it as well. And I'm not going to say like, you know, college is like the best or it's like the absolute worst, but I remember there was a speaker who came in to speak to us, and they literally told us fresh out of this college that I'm at, they're like, hey, listen, everything that you learn at your job, they teach you. Everything you're learning in college is useless. And I was just like, damn, well, like, at least I'm getting like a first source right then and there that college is literally useless. But like it really started to make me appreciate more the online business and working towards my goals, because it's like, if everybody thinks college is the way out and it's the way to go, but people are literally telling you that it's not, it's like there's nothing else right after college for me unless I'm getting a job. And I already know from experience, I don't like a job. I don't want to work for somebody. I don't want to be micromanaged, have my 30-minute breaks, and then like go on from there. Like I'm sometimes waking up at 11 a.m. during the day, probably even like sometimes in the afternoon. And I'm enjoying my life, you know, like making money literally from my bedroom. And it's like literally the best experience. And I don't regret it one bit. And I see myself scaling my business from here. So I'm excited for that.
I love it. I love it.
That's pretty awesome. I never knew you lived in New York. Well, that's a lie. I didn't know because I shipped the award, but like downtown New York, big city.
Yeah. I believe the Flip might be closer to me, right? You're in Virginia, Flip?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm right down the coast. And
Yeah, so we're all close together.
You mentioned
Probably
something.
about as far west coast as it gets. You know,
all the way.
all the way to the other side.
All the way. Yeah.
Yep.
You mentioned something, Anthony, that was kind of very relatable for me, because that's kind of what really attracted me to wanting to learn online. Was I'd be standing in the plant floor, in the middle of the plant floor, 12-hour shift, and it's like, there's got to be a better way. Like I am not meant to do this shit for the rest of my life. It just got to be a better way. Which kind of going to bring me to this next question. One of the really cool things about you is you didn't have any social media, you know, when you came into this game, and you've been going to school, you know, you got a full-time busy schedule. But I'm curious, and I'm pretty sure maybe the audience is too. I'm curious to know, what kind of mindset did you have, you know, when you realized like, hey, I want to do this online business, but I don't have social media. Like you didn't download social media apps until December, right? So like that intrigues the shit out of me. So I want to know how you were thinking coming into it. So folks that might be watching, wondering, maybe they're just watching from the sidelines, and just like, how do I need to think coming into online, you know, the business, you know, fresh? Like, how are you thinking?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier before too, right? So like I've been in college for 4 years now, and I did mention that I wanted to start my journey 2 years ago. So there was literally a whole year where I did absolutely nothing like at all related to business, because one, I didn't know what to do. And two, I was just scared to start in general. Like I was scared to either take courses, to invest in myself, to just take the action in general. So what I was doing, I was trying to find different things. So I tried to look into drop shipping. I tried to look into Amazon FBA. I tried like literally any side hustle possible. I did what everybody else did. Look up how to make money online, and then start looking up like the 15 different things. And my mindset was, I want to have as many income sources as possible. So let me try to learn as many things as possible right then and there. And honestly, that's one of the worst things that you can do, especially starting off, because you're basically like half-assing 7 different things. rather than giving one thing 100% of your attention. And
Yeah.
it didn't like mold into my head that I was like really going a bad route until like a year later when I finally found affiliate marketing. So I do like affiliate marketing on the side as of right now, but affiliate marketing was literally like the gateway into what I wanted to learn. And then like after a whole year passed, I would say January 2021, like this is when I actually started looking into affiliate marketing and actually doing tons of research. So I am something that like I really like didn't like, and I would say a freebie seeker. And I wouldn't say freebie seekers are the worst because everybody loves free value. I only say that I don't like freebie seekers because it's like they expect results, and when they don't get results, they get mad at you or something. So it's like that. But that was basically me. I'm not ashamed to say it because I was a freebie seeker for a good about like 9 months or so, and I would hop into groups. I would try to consume as many content as possible. Actually, that's how I found Nate. I saw Nate make a video on TikTok. 12 hours of content in my group. Hop into this group. Did I that? But honestly, I'm happy I found that because that's how I found you guys as well. And you know, if it wasn't me being a freebie seeker back then, I probably wouldn't have seen this success now. But but yes, like I would watch hours and hours of YouTube content, and I would tell myself, like I literally wanted to start March as of last year, and I would tell myself, now's the month, now I'm ready to do this, now is the time to take action. But I kept telling myself, I need to have XYZ done, I need to have this funnel done, I need to have equipment, I need to have what else was it like I believe like emails and stuff done. And I just kept telling myself and delaying it. And I kept telling myself like I need to have everything done. But like that's what harmed me the most because if I just started in March, gained some experience, even if I didn't have any sales, at least I would still have a following. But by delaying my success, I still ended up on zero. Like every single day I would wait, consuming more and more content without implementing, still stuck at zero. So like the two strongest things that I should have done, as well as I recommend to most beginners starting out, is when you consume content, implement it right away. That is the best way to see success. And don't feel like you need to have X, Y, Z done. The best way to start off is by just starting and learning the experience yourself. And while I was a freebie seeker consuming all this content, it wasn't until I invested into myself to realize that I was basically wasting the last 12 months of my life because once I invested into myself, I was like, dude, all this information I was learning was all old information, outdated information. And if I went going the free route, I would have lost 2 years. Simple as that. But because I did, found you guys, found my previous mentors as well. It's like the combination of you both literally launched me to success within these last 5 months. And if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would literally do it within a heartbeat.
Big right there.
And I think that's a very powerful story because that's like I feel like that's where a lot of people end up getting hung up, right? There's like this next piece of the puzzle that needs to be in place before it's time to start moving. You got to have everything lined up or figured out, and it doesn't really even necessarily happen. Even as your business grows and you hit different levels, and it's like you aren't necessarily always going to know whether it's going to work or not. You just kind of have to move and change as you're moving, right? So I think that's a really awesome story, especially because you're able to see it now, and then like the rapid amount of results you've been able to get from actually implementation, right? Just making tweaks in your business and actually applying. It's impressive, you know. I mean, I sure as hell didn't make 10K in my first 90 days. I probably spent 10K in ads. I was running ads when I first started. So
I actually forgot to touch up on one of the things Flip asked, and that was the most important part, which was the following. Like, right? Like that's why most people are here to figure out how I've seen this much success without a prior following. And I was actually a very shy kid. Like my friends would always be like, "Yo, why don't you have Instagram?" Like it even went so far as they made a fake Instagram about me and started tagging me in pictures, the fake account, and then people started ended up following it, and I had to be like, "Yo, man, that's a fake account. It's not me." So like it was literally that bad. And so I didn't have any Instagram. I didn't even want to download TikTok because I felt like it was just a bunch of dancing videos. I was like one of those guys where it's like TikTok is a kid's app. I don't need to be on that. Until I realized there was a bunch of funny videos on it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try.
Right.
So I was like that type of person, and I only really used Snapchat as a social media, and that was really to get homework from my friends in high school. So I didn't even use Snapchat like that. Like I probably just used it back and forth just to get some homework, and that's about it. But like I didn't know how to use any of these platforms, and obviously when first starting out, I was a little shy on starting out and scared, but also like you really don't take action until the pain becomes too much to handle. And the pain became too much to handle for me when I was heading into my final semester of college. And I was like, damn, this is the last semester. After this, I actually have to get a job or start working on my own business and actually see results. And that's what gave me like the tunnel vision to really work on my business and see those results.
Big right there. So you got a question, Nick. If you want to pull that up, we can let Anthony field that because it's actually a really good question.
How many hours did you apply to your business when you started, and how many do you put in now? So when I first started out, I actually had what is it called, like winter break, sort of, where I have like the whole 1st of January off. So I really dove in, and I think I put in like maybe 3-4 hours every single day. And the reason I did this is because I was just straight making TikTok videos, and that's really it. Like literally only TikTok videos. That's all I was doing. So when I first started, I would be taking like 2 hours to probably make a quick 15-second video through all the editing, through all the retrying and stuff. And you know, this is how it is, like starting off as a beginner. But like, yeah, like 4 hours. And now I bumped that up to a little bit of like 3 to 5 hours, a little bit. You know, a lot of people tell you only need 2 to 3 hours a day. And like, honestly, you probably could start with that, but just don't expect like crazy results, because if you want your business to actually work like a business, treat it like a business. Don't treat it like a side hustle. I know a lot of people actually do have like full-time job and stuff. And, you know, like if you have those 2 hours, you're still doing a lot more than 90% of people who wouldn't even do anything at all. Like they might look at some training videos and be like, yeah, I'm opening up Netflix. Let's go watch Stranger Things or something like that. Like that's how people are. I would say I think it's Sheila that probably asked this question just based on the comment afterwards. But I would say the best thing to focus on is your content, your community, and your conversations. Those are the 3 things that are actually going to make you conversions in your business. That's how I exploded my group, exploded like my whole social media following. I literally have like 3,000 followers and about like 288 people in my group. So it's very small, but still very profitable just because of my messaging and everything.
I think that's a very powerful testament, is you've done over 10K in profit with a relatively small audience, right? Because that's what a lot of people think or expect. They have to have these huge audiences or influences to start making sales or presenting offers. So question would be, what has your process been look like? That's great English. What does your process look like for, you know, turning your TikTok followers, your viewers on TikTok into high ticket sales, and then making offers to such a small group, right?
Yeah, so you actually just jogged my memory for something on what made me make the switch. And this might relate to a lot of people, especially on TikTok, is that when I was having conversations with people, especially at the start, the worst conversation I ever had, which actually came up multiple times, was I asked them the question, hey, what made me stand out from everybody else? And their response actually had me very disappointed, because they said, actually, your content is exactly like everybody else on the platform. I just wanted to join. And the reason behind this was because I was copying videos and recreating those trendy videos. And like, you already know where I'm heading with this. And I was basically like that type of guy. Like, I just matched everybody else on the platform, all the other like 50,000 $7 affiliates and stuff like that. Like, that's what I was basically like. And it wasn't until that point where I was like, dude, I need to switch up my content. I need to figure out how to differentiate myself. And that all came down to personal branding, where I was like sharing my story, sharing my wins, and actually speaking in my content. Most of my content was just pointing at videos and stuff. And it wasn't until that point where I realized that I wasn't building the no like or trust factor. Like, it's very easy to build the like factor. You just make a funny video, you probably dance, and that's about it. But the know and trust factor, that comes through speaking and actually building your personal brand. So from doing that combined with great messaging, you're going to be able to convert a lot more. Like, yeah, your engagement might be lower, but you're going to see higher quality leads through that type of content.
Oh, I thought Flip was gonna say something. We always
It froze out. You know, we got this lag, right? So for me, that's really what's going to set anybody watching apart. If you're just not speaking and doing the funny shit and expecting some crazy results to happen, like, you're bullshitting yourself, right? Show you. This is why I will drop an F-bomb. I will curse and be myself. I will share things with my kids. Like, I'll let you see the ugly side of online business, right? Most people, they're just sharing like a highlight. You know, like you mentioned, that's definitely a terrible comment to get when someone's like, "Oh, you're just like everyone else." I was like, "Bitch, I gotta change my shit now," right? So I thought that was tough. But if you're out here speaking, sharing your life, it's relatable, right? That's how you're gonna build your business. I don't care what you sell. You know, I've been trademarked by multiple other TikTok creators. I don't care if you're selling dildos, dump trucks, or digital courses. I don't care. Right? Process is all the same. You gotta build an audience. You gotta have an offer. You gotta have a sales process. Right? How are you gonna do that? Content. I don't care what you go and buy. There's content somewhere around that product, whether it's physical or digital, food, clothes. I don't care. It's everywhere. This shit is like worldwide. It's global. This is how you're going to do it. If you told me a couple of years ago that I'd be like on social media, you know, and helping folks, I'd have laughed at you, because I used to wear steel toes in a plant and kill myself for 12 hours a day. Right? Who can do this? Anybody who's sick of that shit. Straight up. If you're sick of it, take a risk. Learn from somebody ahead of you. Anthony did it. I can name off hundreds of other people that have done it, right? So powerful stuff. Content, conversations, conversions. 3 C's, baby. Like, it doesn't get any better. So I'm going to get into another question. It might be kind of loaded. But Anthony, at any point since you started fresh, from scratch, no social media, came on, you had this vision, you didn't want to work, college was coming to an end, you're getting started. How many times did you feel challenged around what you were doing, as far as like hitting blocks, like maybe mindset, right? How many times do you think you were like, I'm just gonna quit, I can't do it? Any point?
Dude, that happens nearly almost every single week. Honestly, I'm probably in that situation as of right now, with just a few things in my business. But you know, that's always gonna hit you left and right. And I would say the best way to get out of that situation is to have a community. So like, I can quickly ask you guys what I'm facing, right? Like, whatever my challenge is, and then you guys can answer it like within 7 seconds. Meanwhile, like, if I don't have that community or somebody to help support me through like these challenges and stuff, it's like I'll end up taking 7 days, possibly even months to get around that. And I'll share a little bit on the challenges that I did struggle with, especially at the beginning, where I'm making content and I'm seeing like engagement, but I'm not really seeing conversion. So I'm like, damn, what am I doing wrong? How can I change this? How can I fix this up? And one of the reasons was because my content was like everybody else. And that's what I needed to change. I made that change. I started seeing some differences. I got into the DMs with other people, started those conversations. One part of the 3 C's, as you said as well. And while I'm getting into those conversations, I'm nurturing them and I'm getting them through the process. So like I would speak to them on TikTok, get them over to my group, and then actually end up hopping on either a sales call with them or just speaking with them and then landing the sale right there.
Yeah, that's a powerful aspect to it, is mixing in the messaging aspect, right? Especially coming from TikTok or people on TikTok. You know, hoping that all your viewers or a portion of your viewers are going to just go and buy, or they're going to end up investing and jumping into these trainings and stuff. And it can happen, but it's a very, I would say, a stressful way to operate your business, right? You're posting content and you're just waking, like, oh, I woke up. Did I make sales today? No. Like, lack of control, I would say, would be one of the biggest things. I mean, because that's the reality why most of us started, was control of our own incomes.
Something else that I actually struggle with as well is keeping myself accountable to actually post content. So I'll be completely honest, for the past month, I really haven't been posting too many TikToks or Facebook posts or anything like that. And it was mainly because I just wasn't on schedule, also like schoolwork a little bit like that. But also I just like wasn't in the right mindset to keep going. But the way that I actually get myself to get back into that grind, back into that mode, is that like, hey, if my professor or boss told me to do a task to complete by the end of the week, I'm going to complete that stuff. Otherwise, I'm screwed. I'm going to either fail the class or I'm going to get fired from the job. So why not treat my business exactly the same? And the reason why I give myself like a week is because I don't want to get like into that burnout. So I always give myself 2 days off during the week. And if I complete this task by the end of the week, then I'm essentially still building on my own business and moving forward from there. So like a lot of people tell you have to be consistent. You have to be like left and right. I haven't been consistent at all within the past month. And last month was my biggest month. So I wouldn't necessarily say that like your mindset and everything is going to like destroy your business. Like it could definitely like lower it a little bit, like the amount of progress that you have. But as long as you have a community to build you up, you have people to talk to, you get into that mindset where it's like, this is a business, not a side hustle. Like this, you burn all bridges and you're like, there's no going back. This is the best way to move forward. Like you're going to find that motivation, especially even if you just start a little bit, because you get the motivation because this is what you want to do for like living. Otherwise you wouldn't be doing this right now. And then you get that motivation and then you get going and you get fired up and you're moving on from there.
Bro, that's big right there. One of my favorite things is like, I can wake up at 5 a.m. if I want, or I can sleep till 10, which I never sleep till 10. But just that simple little freedom. I'm going to wake up and make my coffee and jump into the day. I do not have to worry about driving somewhere, going to a job, getting micromanaged like you mentioned earlier. That's a big deal. Super big deal. I'm really curious too. What was it that attracted you to Group Juice, right? I know you found Nate on TikTok, kind of came into our worlds and whatnot, but what really attracted you to Group Juice?
Yeah, so I was working with mentors from before, and they're amazing mentors. I absolutely like love what they teach and everything like that. But what they teach was completely different from what Group Juice had to offer, right? Like maybe a few things were similar in aspect, but the thing I really needed help on was really growing my Facebook group. You know, a lot of people might think that it's really easy, like even on TikTok and stuff too, right? Like create some videos, post, start raking in sales. I thought you just bring people into your Facebook community because they raise their hand, because they join the community. They'll be engaging. They'll be like here and there, wanting to speak to you, wanting to buy your offers, whatever it is. But I was completely wrong. The same way how I was completely wrong with just posting videos on TikTok and expecting to rake in sales. Like it doesn't work that way. So once I realized that your Facebook group is about like 99% dead, nobody wants to respond to you. They hop in for like one day and that's really it. It really stuck with me where it's like, hey, what I'm doing on TikTok is right. What I'm doing on my Facebook group is completely wrong. Like I need to figure out the best way to find like how to explode this business, right? Like how to find a way to in order to like really see a difference in my Facebook group. And this was just some of the training that wasn't given from my mentor at the time. But everything else that they taught did actually help me to see success. But like you guys turned my Facebook group from like dead and dry to actually start seeing some engagement like here and there. Like obviously some Facebook groups are still going to be a little dry, a little like dead, but like you guys turned that into like literally a cash cow machine, right? Like I don't know how many people can really say that and say, oh yeah, my Facebook group with 200 members is literally a cash cow machine that made me $10,000. And that's the main reason why I joined, because I just didn't know the secrets. I didn't know how to set stuff up. I didn't know how to engage with people. I didn't know like these certain things that I figured out through your offer. And I was happy to actually jump in as one of the founding members. You know, got at that discounted price. Everybody loves that discounted price. But like, I was like, dude, I really need to figure out how to work on my group. I see your offer. I'm like, this is a no-brainer to me. I'm hopping in. I'm either going to like it or I'm either going to hate it. I ended up absolutely loving it within like the first 2 days of just being there. And the amount of support you guys provide, absolutely fire, hands down.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I remember. I think when you jumped in or something, didn't you? I think it was like a ton of. I can't remember the exact number, but it was a bunch of leads. Like not even it was 2 days in or something, and you already had a bunch of leads.
Yeah, I went from like, I believe like maybe 40 members all the way up to like 168 or something. Like maybe 168 is a little over, but definitely up until the hundreds. And like, I just saw that difference immediately. I posted in the group and then I see myself on the sales page for your stuff. And I was like, let's go, baby.
Heck yeah. Definitely putting you on there. We got a couple questions. Let's see. I think this is Sheila still. Maybe she's still here.
Do you repurpose your TikTok on other platforms? Actually, no, I have not been doing that yet. Mainly on TikTok and Facebook Reels. That's about it. Like, I'll be honest, I don't even have email set up for my group. Like, I literally only have about like 30% of my business set up so far. So it's mainly just like TikTok content over to my group. And that's about it. Like, I still got to set up emails, but like the fact that I don't have email set up is kind of crazy. You might think I'm pretty bizarre for that, but yeah, I just repurposed to Reels. That's about it. And I would say possibly the strongest reason why I've grown my group from TikTok alone was because I really distanced myself from selling the very first month. I was all about providing heavy value, like value. Like that's all I was known for the very first month. And that's when I actually started to transition into selling from there, because I had people reaching out to me, contacting me saying, hey, I want your help. And I was like, well, they're finally asking me for help. Why not move into the sales conversation from there? But honestly, that's one of the best ways to start off. Just provide tons of value, distance yourself from all sales. Like even if you're in the conversation with people, distance yourself from the sales. Like you literally see a drastic change in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy, man. He ain't even implemented but 30% of the training and got the business set up all the way and already hit 10 grand, man. Come on.
Yeah, he even got email set up and everything, bro. So he's like, does that? I guess the question would be, does that mean you're spending more time? Like, so you're still spending time in Messenger, right? You're still DMing. You're still very active in the DMs, I would assume, if you're, obviously making sales. So is that kind of what your main process has been? Your main pillar that you've really been focusing on heavy is the Messenger?
Yeah, so it all starts off with the content. I get them to raise their hand through the comments. So something I do if my comments engagement is actually really low is that I'll actually start to follow some of my followers, And the reason why I follow a lot of people back that are my followers and they look like they'd be a good fit, like a good fit as in like they have a profile picture, they seem serious, they've been engaging on multiple of my previous videos. Like you can tell they really like my content. I would actually follow them. And the reason why I follow them is because now your content is being pushed to them like about 70% more since you're friends with them. And
Right.
now you can message them. So I send them a quick message and be like, hey, my name's Anthony, whatever, something like that. And I get them to engage from there. And I'd be like, hey, man, I drop tons of free value in my group. You want to check it out? They hop over into my group and do that. Or if it's just from the comments, whatever they're commenting on, I reach out to them in the messenger, get them over to my group, provide them with that resource that they raised their hand for. And it's literally as simple as that.
Right. Heck yeah. Smile. So let me see. This is a good question for what we're talking about. Anthony,
How many
too.
conversations would you have per day? And at what point did you determine which not to continue to engage? So I would say most of my conversations have mainly been from just the comments and stuff, right? Like I haven't been doing much outbound, although I am going to start doing some outbounds. So it really all depends on my comments. If I get like 10 comments that day, that's 10 conversations I'm starting. If I get sometimes like 100 comments, I would reply to each of them, start off all of them. Not everybody's going to reply. You might get like 30 solid people to reply and actually join your group. And that's how it goes. But what I would say is that if you start 10 conversations every single day, right, for a whole month, so that comes out to be 300 conversations every single month. So at the end of the year, that's 3,600 conversations. You should be able to land at least a high ticket sale, 12 high ticket sales every single month by the end of the year. So that's $12,000 in your pocket just from 3,600 conversations. And you only got to convert 12 of those. So like if you do the percentage on that, like that's very high chance that you're actually going to be converting. And you might be bad at first in Messenger. Like I'm not saying that you're bad in general, Anthony, because I was bad at first starting off. And I didn't gain the experience until I got right into the trenches and started learning what works, what doesn't work, how do I pivot. And I would say the most valuable thing that I took from being inside of the DMs is always ending my sentence with a question to either figure out more information or just having it in some type of way to like hold the authority in the conversation to move on from there. This way you're also keeping the engagement going. So if there's one thing I took from that, always end off with a question in your messages.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and the last thing too for which people to continue to like either engage with or not, the money is always in the follow-up. Like you might send somebody a link to hop on your call and they might be like, cool, I'll book with you, and then they don't end up booking. Like it might be because they had something come up for them, maybe like some work, maybe some family issues. The money's always in the follow-up. I would say keep following up every like either 24 hours, 72 hours. Like obviously don't spam them, but keep following up until they either buy from you or until you're blocked. That's what I would say. If you get blocked a lot, you know you're doing something right.
They should see it, dude. And I think that's a very important aspect that I know we covered it on our coaching call this morning. It's all about follow-up. But that's a big one, right? If following up and if you're not doing it, you can be leaving a ton of money on the table, right? Sending an offer and then never talking to them again. Even just staying active in their inbox, seeing your picture. So I definitely like, it's a big one is the follow-up game.
Yeah, you kind of get like that omnipresence with them, and then it's like a lot of people won't buy at the first touch point. I think the percentage is like 30% would actually really buy on the first touch point. So following up constantly with them would actually increase that, as well as they might even end up checking out your profile, or they just might not be ready to buy yet in general. And 6 months down the line, when they do have the cash or when they are ready, because mind you, it took me about like 2 years to actually really take action. So like for me, waiting 2 years to take action, like I'm expecting some of my own audience to probably take 2 years as well. So like keeping that in your in your mind as well, and just staying up with the follow-up, possibly send some free training here and there. Like, just because they're either not engaging or not following up or not buying from you, it's not necessarily a bad thing. They're just probably not ready. But like, you not harass them and just staying there and be like, hey man, I just dropped some free value in my group. Want to check it out? I feel like it might be beneficial to you. That's going to bring them back and like have that friendly type of conversation. And they're going to be like, damn, this person truly cares about seeing a difference. And this all relates back to disconnecting from the sale. If you see that they're not like really engaging with your messages that is regarding the sale, disconnect from it, provide some value, see where you can help them, and then maybe you'll get them later on.
Beautiful. And Thaddeus just dropped a really awesome question. I've got plenty to share on that, but I'm also keen to see how Anthony wants to respond to this. Right?
Yeah, so I do create some content based on the different levels of the buyer's awareness. So this actually relates into the free giveaway that I'm actually giving away later on, which is actually a content planner. So I'll just jump into that a little bit right now. We probably won't show that until the very end, right, Flip?
Yeah, be towards the end.
Got it. So the way I structure my content is that at the time I'm making 3 videos a day. So not right now making 3 videos a day, but like when I first started. So the way I had it is that I have it as value, and then trendy, right? So the trendy video is really supposed to get that awareness, get me out into the open, get me on as many eyeballs as possible, right? That's the trendy stuff. It's not really supposed to be like anything where it's like, hey, join my group or different things like that. It's just supposed to get me there. So once they see the trendy content, they might start binge watching my my TikTok videos, and then that's when they start to see my speaking videos, where they start to see like stories and different things like that. So like any type of value I got to drop, any type of struggles I have, because I'm fine dropping all my struggles. Everybody goes through struggles, and wins are great, but people actually resonate a lot more with struggles. And that's when I have some call to action videos where it's like, for an example, something I might make later on is like, hey, do you like the 30-minute lunches, right? I feel like I could basically just have to swallow my food, like take a bite and swallow it right away. Like that's how it was almost every single day that I was working. And that's like a pain point that I can hit. If you're basically experiencing that, this is how I like got out of that type of what's it called, situation or anything like that. Obviously my copy on this right now off the top of my head isn't that great, but like this is why I plan it out in advance through the content planner I'll drop. But like that's when I'll get them to engage. And then once I get them to engage, I connect with them, bring them over into the group. And then that's when I actually turn them into a buyer from there. And if they're not ready to be a buyer, I still have tons of other content in my group to still nurture them. I like to hit them multiple touch points of content before I even talk to them. I believe about like 7 hours of content I would want to hit them with first. So that comes through Facebook posts, comes through Messenger, comes through a phone call, comes through free live videos, comes through even the TikTok videos, right? Anything at all, just engaging with you. That's all still content and building that rapport, building that nurturing system. And this all leads from just that one trendy video that I make, and it just goes straight down the line all the way until they become a buyer.
Hell yeah. What I'll add to that, Anthony covered that very well. I like the style too. So like when it comes to your audience, you're always going to have different people. Get rid of Facebook. You're always going to have different people at different stages, especially if you're constantly creating content, right? Because we want to always attract new people. Something I found that's really cool, and I actually had Jacob give me some really awesome advice around this too. Like me personally, I'm a little bit further along than most folks. Like my ideal customer or my target audience is really folks that are already moving, but I can still cater to, say, the brand new person, the beginner, right? Especially if they're highly motivated and they're ready to go. They know they want to do something, and they just don't know what. So it's okay to dial back your content once, twice a week, right? That way you can still speak to those newer people that know they want to do something. They're just not quite sure. They don't have that trust factor with you yet, which is why I like to start my group off with, hey, this ain't your normal fluffy ass Facebook group. I'm going to shoot you straight and let you know what it takes, right? No holds barred, not holding anything back. Same deal. Most people don't even know that they have a problem. They might have to read or view a piece of your content and be like, oh shit, that's me, right? Then they're becoming problem aware, right? Now they got this problem, like, well, shit, how do I fix that? The next couple pieces of content will be like, oh, that's how I fix it. Okay, that makes sense. You start resonating with folks that way, right? Then they're moving closer and closer to becoming a buyer, right? Nobody's gonna buy from you if you're just like, hey, buy my shit. It's really good. You'll make money. This is what I have for you. Buy it, right? But if I explain to you the shit that you can skip, all the bullshit, and how you can move faster, so you can skip the mistakes that we've made, and I can relate to you based on where you're at in life, where you're at in business, it's going to be an easier transition. If everybody did that more, they would be so much better in both aspects, right? So always bring some content back for the new folks, right? It's always going to be plugging in. And the cool thing about it is over time, people keep moving. The person that was new last month is now closer to buying. The new people just finding out who you are, what you're about, how you can help. There will always be moving to that bucket to their buyers. And if you do it correctly, the people that buy from you and they have a good experience, those are the ones that are going to continue to buy from you because they love your ass. You've laid it out for them in a way, helped them get results, over-delivered on what you've been doing, and they will stick with you for a very long time, right? So that's my piece.
I want to add on to that a little bit as well. And I actually got this statement from Thad, and it's that people really won't always buy the offer from you just because of what's in it. They'll buy it basically for you, like because of who you are. And I'm pretty sure it was Thad who told me something like that before, right? And like that's why personal branding is so huge. This is why messaging in your content is so huge as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I barely created content for like the past month, and it was still my biggest month because of the messaging in it, because of the personal branding. So you really want to dial in on that and figure out what works for you. And something that allowed me to really take my content to like the next level, like I consider my content a little trash right now, but something that helped me to like really see a difference and start improving in my business is because I figured out what was wrong with like what was going on. So like say if I was like, oh, my content sucks. Well, why does it suck? Like, where am I lacking in that? Is it because my call to actions are bad? Is it because my hooks are bad? Like you really want to dial in and figure out what's truly the core problem, because you might think that it's just because your videos are bad, but really it might be because your hook isn't as effective, or maybe your call to action isn't as specific, or your videos isn't as engaging, right? It could be different things like that. Or maybe all of that is correct, and then you just suck in the conversation side of things, and you just can't close things, which means that it's not your videos that's bad. You just got to practice more in your conversations and your sales.
Bombs.
Yeah,
Straight
and
up.
a really good analogy or example of it is like people don't buy in general from who they don't know, right? That's why you get cults and followings behind specific brands, and Nike and Adidas and all these other brands. It's not even about it's the brand. They're buying the brand, right? And then they are like, and this is prevalent everywhere, especially in the online space, right? And the really cool part to think about is you, like everybody watching this on the replay, us, you're the brand, right? Your stories, your experiences, who you are as a person, your humor, that is the brand, right? And being more transparent in the content connects you with other individuals that are like you, right? That are looking to achieve the same things, get out of the same situations. It's really, really kind of a fascinating time that we live in, for sure.
Hell yeah, we're in the biggest digital era the world's ever seen, ever. It's wild.
Honestly, there's people selling some bathwater out here. I'm pretty sure people would be able to sell something that would allow them to make some money.
Exactly, dude.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Honestly, it kind of blows my mind that stuff like that actually exists.
Dude, you can sell anything you want online.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn it.
I did want to drop, like, this is just a random thing that I just came up with. Well, not came up with, but like it popped in my head. But regarding the sales side of things, right? Because I feel like that's probably where most people like kind of lack. And a lot of people might be talking about the features of the product rather than the transformation of the product. And this is something I tell my own students as well. And it's like, take Manscaped, for example, right? Like you guys know what Manscaped is, right? Like the razor machine, the thing.
Shavers.
Well, yeah. So like their story is not like, oh, this is the best razor on the planet. It's like, hey man, if you're hairy, no man or woman's gonna want you. So shave, shave so you can become attractive. And like that's the story, that's the transformation behind it. Shave your body and you'll become attractive. Like that's what it is. That's the transformation, that's the story. So now people who want to be more attractive is gonna go ahead and buy that, like with like no thought in their head. But if it's like, hey, this is the best thing for you, this only costs blah blah blah, or this includes X amount of blades, it's like people are just like, okay, whatever. Or it's like, okay, but is that really the best? Meanwhile, it's like, oh, I want to be more attractive, take my money right now.
Yeah,
So like, that's what it comes down to.
It's always an emotion, right? It's why people buy things. That's why people buy anything, is a feeling that they'll get from buying it, right? From purchasing anything. It's always usually tied to an emotion. And that's also one of the biggest disconnects that a lot of new people have in the online space, is they'll try to stuff 500 different features, or this training is going to show you how to build an online business. They don't care about that. They want to know what having an online business is going to do for them, right? What is that? What is their life going to look like when they have an online business? That's what they're buying. They're not buying the actual training or the actual thing, because that's not what anybody cares about. If you look at prescription drug commercials, right? What is the entire premise of the first 80% or even 99% of that infomercial? It's about what it is going to do to their life. And then the last 30 seconds, they talk about the negative features, the potential side effects. You know, the first,
anytime,
the whole infomercial is like a little commercial about how great their life is going to be, you know? And that might be a bad example, because I don't want to say we're selling unethical things on the internet, but I feel like that's a good visual representation of a actual sales process. You're selling a feeling.
Yeah, it's all about the what's in it for me mentality. You make your content around the what's in it for me mentality. Like, okay, I'm in now my prospect shoes. What are they going to get from this video? What are they going to get from this offer document? What are they going to get from this live training? What are they going to get from the conversation that I'm having for them? If you can think about like the what's in it for me mentality and see how you can provide as much value to the other person, you're almost guaranteed a sale in a way, because it's like you're just straight providing value to them, disconnected from the sale, and figuring out what they need the most, helping them with that the most, then moving into a training, then moving into a sales conversation.
Yeah. Like, before we bring up Thaddeus's last comment, which is another good one. If I was to tell anyone, like, it doesn't matter which stage you're at, but if I said, hey, I've got this roadmap, right, that will explain to you exactly what you need to do each and every day in order to add $60,000 to your bank account every year, extra, right? So there it is, the exact plan you need to follow to add an additional $60,000 to your bank account. All you have to do is implement the roadmap. That's it. Now, the roadmap does cost. Let's just call it, for example purpose, the roadmap costs $5,000. $5,000 to get this roadmap have the support in case you get lost along the road, right? I'll get you back on track. Make sure you know exactly where you're going, right? Even help you steer a little bit with the directions, okay? Make sure you're going at a good speed, and I'll always be in your ear, just like Siri. Here's what you need to do next. Here's how you handle that. And that $5,000 that you invest is going to give you that extra 60,000, right? So you can go on that trip that you've been talking about for 2 years. So you can go and buy your husband or wife that thing they've been talking about for 6 months, right? That's a plan. That's what I'm selling. I'm not going to say the journey is not going to be bumpy, because you're going to hit some bumps, right? That kind of goes back to the last 30 seconds, right? I can sell you the plan. It's gonna be a nice bumpy road, but we're gonna get you there, right? You might have to change a tire along the way, right? You might have to fucking cuss at your car, right? It's gonna be cussing at yourself, right? But I'm gonna get you to that extra 60 grand in your bank account, right? Laying it out that way, letting you know what to expect the entire time, and you're gonna have the support to do it. That's what you need to be doing with your offers. Selling the plan, let them know exactly what it looks like, how it's going to go, what they can expect, what's really realistic, right? Not no bullshit. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to get you to 60 grand the first 32 days, bro. Bullshit. Anyone tells you that, oh, you can only do this 1 hour a day, but I'm going to be live on TikTok for 12 hours. You can only do 1 hour, right? Dude, don't fall into that bullshit, okay? So many out there. It makes me sick, actually. But what you're really selling is a plan. I don't care how you go about doing it, but people want to know how you're going to get them there. What's it going to look like? What's going to be different? Right? If you told me a couple years ago, hey, Flip, you will be multi-six-figure earner on the internet, right? All you got to do is drop 1,500. If you'd have told me that, I'd have laughed at your ass, hands down. Anytime I've ever bought something, invested in any kind of coaching program, whatever, it's been because of what was promised. I got a few times too, not gonna lie, right? But the last thing was something different. I bought into the plan for how it was laid out. I was like, I can do that. That's doable. They're telling me, 3-6 months, start building momentum. 12 months or less, you'll be hitting 10K months. That's what I bought into. Followed it. Right? I'm nobody special. Right? So I'll shut up now so we can pull up that is. I had to share that.
For someone just starting on social media, period, like you did, what is the focal point you would suggest? Actually, yeah, I did mention this a little bit earlier before, but starting out as a complete beginner, I would say on the first month, especially like on TikTok, just provide straight value. Don't worry about selling, like completely disconnect from selling and just provide straight value. This way you're actually resonating with your audience a lot more. And Flip mentioned this a little bit earlier where it was like, people don't want to be sold right away, right? So like think of it like this way: if you're on a date with somebody, and so like say like me and Flip are on a date, right? And I'm like, hey Flip, I'm in Forex and I'm going to teach you how to make $10,000. Meanwhile, it's like our first time on the date. He's probably going to do exactly that. The same thing most people do on TikTok whenever they see anything mentioned or something like that. So, so like the better way to probably go on with this, it'd be like, hey, listen, I got into Forex because my father or something used to be a stock trader, and I want to learn more about trading, right? And like maybe like the cryptocurrencies and different things like that. And just figure out more on like trading. Would you want to join me and see like how I'm able to do that and how I made my first $1,000 by doing this? Like you can see like how that comes off a little bit more genuine. Like once you provide like the story first, which is like the first month providing the story, the value first, and then moving into the conversation afterwards. But like, yeah, like I think that's like the best way to explain it. Yeah.
In a really good analogy, I know Flip likes this one. It's like your audience is like a bank, right? And every time you're selling something, you're like pulling money out of the bank. So you can't pull money out of the bank unless you're making deposits into that bank account. So providing value is like you're depositing, right? And this is the way that everybody needs to look at their audiences, right? Is it becomes ebb and flow of depositing into your bank account and pulling and selling things, making withdrawals, and then putting value back out and selling, and it just continues to cycle like that. And, you can't just sell, right? And that's why it's the funniest thing when you see people that are like spamming links and that they're either new or they're not making any money, because it does not work and it will never work.
Right.
Because why would they buy?
100%. Now add this. Value is definitely important, like Anthony and Nate just covered, but people still need to know that you do have something to sell. Now, you can let them know that without being, like, buy my shit, right? And I'll explain. Like, hey, Anthony is inside of, our $1,000 program, Group Juice. He's also inside of our 5K coaching program, right? Our 6-month coaching program. I just let you know I have 2 things, but I'm not really selling it to you right now. I'm just mentioning that. You can do this in your content, your videos, be it written, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you're saying like, hey, such and such is in, my 3K thing and they're doing this, that, and the third. Here's what they've been working on. Here's how they've gotten X results. Straight value post, but you're still letting your audience know, hey, okay, Flip's got a 3K thing. Flip's got a 5K thing. And Nate's got a 5K thing, whatever. You can still let your audience know what you have to offer while still dropping absolutely value bombs to them, right? So keep that in mind as you're going. Drop the value, but make sure they know, hey, I sell shit. All right, what do you sell? I sell you a transformation. I sell you a plan, right? That's what we're selling. Okay.
I just wanted to mention, well, I only see one chat on my end here. I believe that's Nate's group, but I just wanted to mention for any new people who are joining in now, I'm going to be checking out all of the groups that this is live in. I believe this is live in like 4 groups and then 2 YouTube channels. I'm going to be looking for 4 people who have been the most engaged in each of the groups and actually sending you some free gifts, whether it be a free book, free equipment like a ring light or a mic, or maybe even just a cash offer. So as of right now for Flip's groups, and this is all, for Nate's group, as of what I can see, Thaddeus is the one to receive that as of right now. I just wanted to point that out because he joined late, and that popped into my head that other people might have joined late. But yeah, drop some questions. Anybody else in other groups, and I can't see the comments, I'll go into there later and even answer some of the questions you got there.
Anthony's got another question too.
What has been the catalyst and how you were able to master Messenger? Was it resonating with them or perceiving that an online value? Is that key to changing their life? So I would say the way that I usually start off my conversations is that the first thing I do, I compliment them in some sort of way. So maybe their profile picture, maybe a video that they posted on like on TikTok or Facebook. So I would always compliment them first and then move into the next part, which is like figuring out what's the best way I'll be able to help them. So it's sort of resonating with them, right? Like you want them to basically have something similar with you in a way. Like if you are able to approach that route, if you're not able to, figure out what's the best way to provide the most value to them. And that might be through a free training or something. Like who's going to deny a free training? I'm pretty sure if I offered you a free training right now, like you're going to be like, hell yeah, I'm hopping into that. Like you're here watching this free live right now on like and learning so much value. So you can take some of the things from here, like that we're speaking about, something that either Nate, Flip, or myself said, create a live about it in your own group and be like, hey, this is how you can do XYZ within X amount of time or without whatever struggle or something to add with that. And then basically blast that everywhere and even to people in their conversations that you're having with. And they might even have the same problem that either you are facing or somebody else is facing, because there's thousands of people that are in this space, like possibly even millions and stuff. And everybody's going to have either a similar situation or close to a similar situation that you'll be able to resonate with. And that's probably like the best way I can explain how to go with that. So compliment them first and then figure out what's the best way to provide value. End off the message with a question.
Leaving the dialogue open is very, very important. Easy. Make for easier conversations. We got, okay, so that is, someone.
What's your advice for fresh content for a boring person? Well, I have no idea who this is. I might be assuming that this is Sheila just because of from before when she mentioned, but I would say nobody's truly boring. That is Sheila. Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily say that you're boring. You can definitely resonate with some people, right? So like you might have some pain points through your job or something that you struggle with. That's something that people are going to look at you for and like even just try to hop into it. Like maybe you're funny and you would just want to share some funny things. Like you're always going to be able to resonate with somebody. So you're not going to be boring. Like you might be boring to one like set of the crowd. I'm pretty sure like once I pop up on some people's For You page, they just swipe past me right away, right? Like just because it's like probably business talk, but you're always going to resonate with somebody. You just got to figure out what that is for you. And the best way to figure that out is to batch out a ton of different content in a ton of different formats, different times, speaking, sometimes not speaking, try different things, even do some trends, and you're going to find the type of content and people that resonate with you. So you're definitely not boring. You just need to find the right audience.
That's it. Like my wife says I'm boring. I probably am. That's okay. But Sheila and anybody else, we all know, especially if you're in this group, you know shit that other people don't. Right? I'm into guns. I'm into outdoors, fishing. Most folks that know me in my small town, they still don't know what the hell I do. Right? It still doesn't change who I am. Right? It still doesn't change who I am. I might be boring as fuck, but I'm also knowledgeable as fuck too. So like I do my best to bring that to the table. Right? I might share some funny shit. I might share something that's gonna pull on your heartstrings. I might share some content that's like, fuck, I'm gonna do that in my business right now. You don't ever know. So like Anthony just gave you really, really good advice. Test 5 different styles and post those styles consistently for a week and then see what performs the best. Whatever does, double down, create more of that.
Not everything has to be business related as well. So like Flip just mentioned, he likes guns, and that's probably like most of America right now. Like they like guns and stuff too. So it's like he probably mentions that like possibly in a hook or even just have it. Well, I wouldn't say have it in a video, that might get taken down, but like just mention something on it. Like some people are going to resonate with be like, oh crap, it's a gun. What type of gun is that? I got to figure out what type of gun that is. So a great example that I did recently is that I recently just hit 7-year anniversary with my girlfriend. And what I did is that on our date, when we went golfing, I recorded us just like, like hitting some golf balls and stuff just to post up there, because like not everything needs to be part of the content. And I'm also sharing my story. So now people know that side of me where it's like, hey, this person is in a relationship for very long. And you've just been with them for like 7 years. Like that's really it. So not everything is business related, although you could almost relate everything to something related to business. Like an example is Jamie in our core Accelerator chat. She compared, I think, her broken stairs to business, something like that. And I was like, damn, that's a pretty good like angle to take. And I thought that was pretty cool. But it's like most people will look at that as like, oh yeah, that's just a broken step. She found a way to relate that to business, and you can always do that with almost anything.
Yep. Anything. See, that is
then you can start. It's bad for the back, you know.
Dude, I'm feeling it too.
Yeah, I mean, integrating passions is huge. Right? I mean, it can all be semi-related to business, and then integrating things that actually interest you. Right? It's also a breath of fresh air, especially on social media. It's the vast majority of people are doing the same things. They're doing the same things in the same way, same type of content, same type of marketing message, and then coming out of left field and having something that's related to your interests and then tying it to business, right? Like a post that sticks in my brain from a long time ago. Flip posted something about business, but he was sitting in a deer blind, you know, talking about how he took 2 days off. You know, I don't get cool photos like that because I'm actually boring. Today I left my house for the first time in a week. Okay. I'm the boring one, Sheila.
Oh,
Anthony just mentioned James Bond, right? And Thad just mentioned jumping off a porch. I just thought of a cool hook, like a physical hook, which is like just rolling into the camera, like place it on the floor and then just do a quick roll. If I see that pop up on my For You page, I'm like, what the heck is this guy doing? I gotta watch this out. So
yep.
simple as that. It's just relating James Bond to business, just doing something simple like that.
Any other questions, guys? Again, Anthony's got some cool stuff for four lucky folks. Like that, Anthony.
Yeah.
He's giving away some cool shit. So he's going to come back, check things out. For anyone that happens to catch this, whether it be the replay or now, and you are interested in Group Juice, we're sending out an 8th plaque for earning over $10,000 in profit in less than 100 days. Folks are growing their groups. They don't have to have large audiences, but they do get the secret sauce as far as like monetization, building out your content to grow your personal brand, and have fun while you do it. Now, Anthony's got a special offer together for those that are interested. All you need to do is either comment offer or send Anthony a message. He's going to get you straight. Nate and I, for those that do happen to jump in with Anthony, we're going to throw something in a little special too, and we'll let you take your pick of it. Now, I won't go into details on that just yet, but it's rather special, something that we did today, right? It's going to definitely help you out. I can promise you that. Anthony said it was one of our best coaching calls yet today. So there's a hint for you. We covered some really awesome stuff. So if you want to check out Group Juice, find out what it's really all about, give Anthony a shout. He will definitely get you straight.
Yeah. I just wanted to relate back to something what you were saying before. Followers don't mean crap. That's all I really wanted to say for that. I've had people with like 100K followers just reach out to me. Mind you, I have like 3K followers asking me for advice. So forget the followers. Worry more about really connecting with your audience and trying to find the best way to help them out. That's what I'll say. And relating back to Group Juice, what I'm doing is that I'm offering 1 month with 4 sessions. You know what? Screw that. I'm going to over deliver on value. 2 months, 8 full sessions where I'll be working with you to help you implement all the new things that you learned in Group Juice. So this is great for anybody that really wants to like really take their business to the next level. They might be struggling at some places and just want to like figure out their messaging, figure out their personal branding, anything like that. Like if you guys want to figure out more details, I'll have literally all the details listed out in a document. All thanks to Group Juice to help me to create an irresistible offer for you guys. So if you guys want to check that out, let me know. I'll work with you on that. 2 months of me there full access to me, 24/7 support, and you get access to that very sick coaching call from this morning, which has literally been the best one by far. So you guys get to get a sneak peek of that. That's literally what almost $7,000 worth of information, right?
Easy.
It's definitely packed.
I think so, right?
Easy.
Wait,
You know?
plus my coaching too. That's about $9,000 worth of information right there that you guys are getting for a sweet bundle. And then on top of that, I'm going to go through each of these chats. Like in the next 2 days, I'll answer any questions that are in either Flip's group, Group Juice, answer those, and then pick 4 people to send out that offer to. And then I'll drop who the winners are in the Group Juice group. See who the winners are.
Nice. Cool shit, man. We appreciate you, Anthony. And I'm really excited to see where you're at and where you take this, the rest of the year. Seems like you've been able to do this so quickly. So congratulations, brother. Anyone else has any questions, drop those. We'll get ready to bring this to a close. Hopefully y'all get that cool shit when Anthony gets back to you, because he showed me what he's going to be giving away. It's pretty dope. I might even have to get the content planner myself. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How are we going to be releasing that to everybody?
We can drop it here, or we can do another specific post. However, I've got it pulled up right now. I can drop the link in the comments if you like. However is easy. Or if you want the content planner, just comment content planner, and we'll make sure we reply and get that straight to you. If you want to see Anthony's Group Juice offer, just drop offer. That's how you can get both of those. That should be the easiest way. So if you're catching this on the replay or live right now, you want the content planner, just comment that below. We'll get that straight to you. And offer, just drop offer. We'll get you straight there too.
I'll also pin the content planner in the top of the post above the live.
There you go.
Cool.
That's probably be one of the easiest ways. So
this free
appreciate you
content
jumping
planner,
on with us, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say this free content planner that I provided for like everybody for free, it's one of the easiest ways that I allowed myself to stay consistent and actually really make great videos, like with great copywriting, great call to actions, great hooks. And I can't pull it up now, but like essentially what it does is that it has your mission statement, your target audience, a list of whatever hooks you find that would be very beneficial to you, as well as a list of pain points that you either have, or after being in the conversations with people, whatever pain points they list as well. Then you have a section where it's brainstorming ideas, and then you have it where it's listed off where it's like value, trendy, from Sunday all the way to Saturday. So this way, every single day, you're at least putting out 3 pieces of content where you already know that it's sick, with a smacked hook, with a sick CTA, and just like tons and tons of meat right there in the video. So this way, you know that your messaging is on point. And who knows, you might even take off like 3 weeks of posting like me and bring in your best month. Because this is what essentially allowed me to do that. So I just wanted to give you guys that for free.
You can't beat it. This dude's too good. It's too genuine. Telling you. Right on. All right, so I see some of those comments. We'll get that. Nate said he's going to pin it to the top of this, so you can likely just go and click that, make a copy yourself. You'll have the content planner. If you guys want to chat to Anthony, where can they find you at if they want to give you a shout, join your group? Feel free to come back and drop the link to your group inside of our groups. Totally cool. But we appreciate you letting us have you up here, man, hanging out with us, bro.
Yeah, thank you for bringing me along. I love providing value wherever I can, and I always get excited for interviews to just provide tons of value for you guys.
Definitely drop some bombs. Oh, man. All right, well, folks. We'll definitely catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for those who jumped on with us, and we'll see you next time.
Later, guys.